In one of the world's luxurious cities, there lived a wealthy man with extensive influence and vast wealth. He was known for his generosity and support for the community. But his ideal life was shattered unexpectedly when he was falsely accused of murder. Despite his desperate attempts to prove his innocence, the court issued a life imprisonment sentence, which came as a great shock to him and those around him. He was transferred to a remote island prison designated for lifers, where living there was closer to oblivion than life. In this place, far from civilization, prisoners gradually lost hope, trapped between the sea and the high prison walls. The man, who had known only luxury and freedom in his life, suddenly found himself in a harsh world with no escape. Realizing that his life would end behind bars, he began to think of all possible means of escape. He had only his wealth, so he decided to use it in a final bid for freedom. He met one of the guards and offered him an enticing deal, a large sum of money in exchange for helping him escape. The guard agreed, and the two devised a detailed plan for this daring escape. The plan involved smuggling him out in a coffin. On that island, bodies were transported back to the homeland for burial, and the man exploited this protocol for his escape. He had to sneak at night into a coffin containing the body of a prisoner and hide beside it. The guard promised to come and free him after the coffin was buried by digging up the grave and getting him out once the guards had left. On a dark night, the man entered the coffin next to the prisoner's body. He felt terror and anxiety, but held on to the hope that the guard would come to rescue him. After hours of waiting, he felt the coffin move and expected that he was on his way to freedom. The coffin reached the mainland, and the burial process began. The guards lowered the coffin into the grave, and he remained silent to avoid revealing his presence, keeping his hope that the guard would come and dig him out. As time passed, the man began to feel suffocated inside the coffin. He had a single matchstick in his pocket. He lit it to see around him, and as the faint light revealed the body, he discovered the horrifying truth. The body beside him was the corpse of the guard who had promised to help him escape. In a moment of absolute terror, the man realized he was doomed. He wouldn't be able to escape alive from this coffin. The air was quickly running out, and the darkness pressed against his chest. He began to breathe with difficulty, his mind sinking into a whirlpool of despair and fear. Slowly, he recognized he would not survive, and his end would be here, in this dark grave, next to the body of that guard. In his final moments, he remembered his past life, the moments of joy and sorrow, strength and weakness. Then, quietly, he closed his eyes and surrendered to the darkness of death, leaving behind the world he once thought he had controlled with his wealth. After hearing this story, leave us your comments by answering the story's question. What do you think about the man's decision to rely on his wealth to escape? Do you believe that money can solve every problem? Or are there limits it cannot overcome?
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to support us by liking and subscribing to the channel so you can be the first to watch all new content. We welcome your comments and opinions on the story and the video. Thank you for your support.